Hi everyone, I'm Jiun and welcome to my channel Libromer with another update for the Super Size Summer Big Book Challenge, hosted by Kim, the paper traveler, and co-hosted by my friend Grozz from the GKBC channel, also the one who is speaking. If you don't know what is this challenge about, which I doubt, because by now you must know, it's about reading one book, a big book, more than 800 pages during this season, summer season, and you still have time. It's until 21st of September, so you have kind of a bit less than a month, but it's possible. So if you haven't read any book, you can do it, you still have time. Me, I have already finished Les Miserables, which I already mentioned in the previous video, where I said that this book was beautiful. It's poetic. It's the story is nice. The characters are lovable. I love the ending. Beautiful. The message behind the whole story is beautiful. It's perfect. So, of course, I recommend this book. It's long. I didn't start at the beginning. I mean, I started reading from the middle, more or less, and I still read more than 100 pages because the book is very long, but it's worth. It could be shorter. I mean, 10 pages to describe just one word, or 30 to 40 pages to describe one place. It's kind of a lot, but I think it's needed in order to understand the background, and it helps to understand the story and why the characters act the way they act. So yeah, 100% recommend it. Then I started reading Anathem by Neil Stephenson. Yeah. I finished it. I finished the whole book, and I didn't enjoy it at all. This book is hard science fiction book, and the premise of the story is very simple. It's about this group of monks in a monastery, and they find a kind of a spaceship in the space, and that's the story. So it's very simple but very interesting, actually. And there are things that I really like the monastery itself. These monks are different groups. I mean, they have different categories or different groups inside the monastery, and it depends on, I think, some doors. I don't remember exactly, but it's like there are certain doors that open once in a while. For instance, there is a door that opens once a year, I think, for 10 years. I mean, for 10 days. So people from outside, they can enter and mingle with the people, with monks, and maybe some of them can stay inside. There is a door that opens once every 10 years, another that opens every 100 years, and another that opens, I think, every 1,000 years. So that part, and the idea that everything is controlled by a mechanical clock or something like that is really interesting. But aside from that, the story is really long and tedious. There are too many made up words. I mean, and when I say too many, it's too many. It's a lot. You will find it in every page, and it's kind of they become kind of annoying, because some words I understood, or I got the idea of the meaning. Some I didn't, and I honestly didn't feel going back and rereading some paragraph just to understand the meaning of the word. I just continue. Some words are they don't sound nice in Spanish. At least one word has a second meaning in Spanish, and it doesn't sound nice. And very, very late, I noticed that at the end of the book there is a glossary for all those words, but because I read it in a ebook, so I didn't see that until the end of the book. But I think it wouldn't made any difference. But yeah, too many words. The dialogues are very tedious too. The story goes back thousands of years, and the language has been changing during all of those years. So you will find like pieces of dictionaries. I don't know how to say. You will find the meaning of a word, and it will depend on the stage of the language. It's like the older, the different in meaning. So it's kind of annoying reading the meaning of a word in how can I say, depending on the language created in the same book. So it's kind of confusing. Yeah, it helps to understand the meaning, but it becomes too much. I mean, it's too much repetitive. So I didn't like that. The dialogues are kind of boring. I mean, all the monks talk this in the same way. They look like robots, and it's very complex because it's a hard science fiction book. It feels like you are a child among this group of scientists from NASA talking about the expansion of the universe. So in some ways, like kind of boring. It's so boring that at certain in certain parts of the book, for instance, there are two characters talking, and one of them is saying, "Hey, do you remember that like some years ago we were in the school, or we were taught by the monk or the teacher, and he was teaching us this problem and so on, so on." Well, at the end of the book, you will find at least 3 or 4 little extras. I don't know how to say, pieces of information talking about that specific moment and time. And it's about mathematics. I mean, the whole book is about that. It's about philosophy, theology, mathematics. It's too complex, but it's not so hard to understand. But the whole story was too long and too boring for me, too tedious, that when it started to become interesting, I was just, never mind, I don't care anymore. The story, I mean, for me, I felt that I was reading a book in medieval times because of the monastery, because of the monks, but then it's like I was reading Star Wars. So the technology it's way in the future, and if I didn't get it wrong, the story is not in our planet, it's not Earth. So these monks are not humans. They look like humans or whatever, I don't know. So this happened in another place that looks like Earth, our planet, but it's not. So the technology is so advanced, and when that part came, I was just already bored, so I didn't want to continue. The ending was just simple. I didn't like it. I mean, it was okay, but it was not surprising and not amazing. So I finished it, but I didn't enjoy it. If you like mathematics, if you like theology, or you like philosophy, probably this book is for you, but it's very dense, very heavy, and it has too many difficult words that I don't know if you will enjoy it. But maybe if you like, as I said, theology, philosophy, and all those type of studies, or you will enjoy. But in general, I don't recommend it. I don't think you will enjoy it. But then after that, I decided to read a third book, and I already finished it. Yeah, I finished it. And the book that I chose, at first I thought in reading The Count of Monte Cristo, but after reading Les Mis, I thought that maybe I don't feel reading another historical book. So I changed my mind and I started reading Under the Dome by Stephen King, and it was good, so good. It was so good that I just couldn't stop reading it. I was flying over the pages. The story is very, very, very intriguing. Well, you must know the story if you have read the book, or maybe you have seen the series, because I think there is a series. No, it's not that I think, I know there is a series because I have seen some videos. Well, it's about this kind of dome that appears in the city, and so the people cannot go out and no one can enter. So as you can guess, the problems will start. And yeah, even in the book it's mentioned this idea of that the society will become like the book Lord of the Flies, which I didn't enjoy it because of the theme. And in the case of Under the Dome, I think it was very intriguing and I wanted to know more. The dialogues are very good. By reading the way they talk, I think you can even imagine the way they talk. It's so clear, so vivid, that it's like reading and watching a movie or a series. So I was very entertained by the story. There are some parts that I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it, which is about this idea of controlling, abuse. So yeah, there are topics that are hard to read, but it was not that hard that it stopped me from reading, and I finished the whole book. The ending was kind of fast. I mean, the whole story was going so well. In the last pages is when you get the idea, although you already kind of get what's going on, why this dome. So it was kind of abrupt and fast, but I think it was okay. And then later, when I was checking some videos from the series, I noticed that the series is very, very different from the book. So, but for the purpose of reading just a long book, I think the story was just okay. I don't think it should be shorter. I think it was enough, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the characters. They were very, very good, very clear. You will feel how good people are and how terrible and bad some people are. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And well, I still have 1 month to read another book, but I'm still deciding which one. But probably it will be the second book in the Malasan series, and I don't remember the exact name. I have started reading that book long ago, but I didn't finish it. So I want to restart and reading it again. It's 1 month, so I think it's possible to read it, but I'm not sure if I will finish on time, because at the same time I want to read another book, which is Starship Troopers. Yeah, I think that's the name. Because I want to continue reading books for the SF Masterwork Collection Challenge, and that book is one of them. So I want to read that book, and I'm not sure if I can be able to read this book on time. I mean, the Malasam, from the Malasam series. I think I can, but let's see. It's a challenge, so I have to challenge myself. So that's it. And if you are reading books, if you have read some books, please comment. I want to know. And of course, if you have a channel, I want to visit it and see what you are reading. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.